All right, so hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into a concept that could, well, it could honestly change how you see your goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're talking about mindset and
Right.
specifically the work of uh, Carol Dweck. She's a psychologist at Stanford.
Oh, she's amazing.
She really is. And she wrote this book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. And it's full of these really powerful insights.
Yeah, and it really gets you thinking about how your beliefs can actually shape your success.
Exactly. Exactly. So, for everyone listening, this is about understanding what you believe about your own potential. Dweck, she found that there are basically two mindsets that people tend to have,
Mm-hmm.
a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
Right.
So, our mission today is to kind of break those down
Totally.
and see how they might be playing out in your own life, in your learning, in your achievements, and everything.
Yeah, because it's more than just like a fun idea, right? It really affects how you approach everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's foundational. So, let's start with a fixed mindset. What's that all about?
Okay, so the fixed mindset, it's basically like the belief that your intelligence and talents, they're just fixed.
Hmm.
Like you're born with a certain amount and that's it. You can't really change it.
So, if you believe that, how do you think that affects how you approach challenges?
Oh, it makes you avoid them, like the plague. I mean, think about it. If you think you can't get any smarter, why would you risk failing?
Right. It's like you're saying, if I struggle, it means I'm just not good enough.
Exactly. And then feedback. Forget about it.
Oh, yeah. Feedback's got to be tough with that mindset.
Because any criticism just feels like proof that you're limited, you know?
Totally. It's like a personal attack almost.
Yeah, and then when you hit those inevitable obstacles, what do? You give up.
Yeah, because why bother pushing if you think you can't actually improve, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's kind of a bit of a bummer, honestly.
It is.
But let's turn to the growth mindset now. What does that look like?
Okay, so the growth mindset, it's all about believing that you can develop your abilities.
Okay.
Like your intelligence isn't fixed. It's more like a muscle that you can train, and the more you work at it, the stronger it gets.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So, with this mindset, challenges aren't threats, they're
They're opportunities, they're chances to learn and grow.
and mistakes.
Mistakes become valuable feedback. They're like signposts pointing you in the right direction.
I love that. So, let's talk about failure for a second,
Ah.
because let's face it, we all experience it.
We do.
How does someone with a growth mindset handle those moments?
They don't see failure as the end. It's
Huh.
just data. It tells them what didn't work so they can adjust and try again.
So, it's not a judgment on their worth,
No, not at all.
it's more like information.
Yeah. It's information that helps them get better. And, if you think about any successful person, any leader, any artist, they've all faced tons of setbacks.
Right. But they use those to learn and grow.
Exactly.
So, it sounds like effort is a really big deal in the growth mindset, right?
Huge.
It's not just about being naturally talented.
It's so much more than that. Talent might give you a head start, but it's the effort, the persistence, the dedication that really makes the difference in the long run.
So it's like even if you aren't naturally gifted in something, you can still achieve great things if you're willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
That's really encouraging, actually.
It is.
Now, there's this one tiny word that Dweck talks about that I think is so powerful, and it's yet.
Oh, yeah, yet. It's tiny but mighty.
What does that word do for you?
Well, instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I can't do this yet.
Right.
It completely changes the perspective.
It's like it opens up possibility.
It does. It acknowledges where you're at right now, but keeps the door open for growth and improvement. It's like saying, I'm on a journey and I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
And that shift in mindset can affect everything, right?
Yeah. Everything. It changes how you learn, how you work, how you relate to others.
Speaking of others, let's talk about how this plays out in, relationships and in leadership.
Right.
How does understanding these mindsets affect how we encourage, our kids, our partners, our teams?
Well, how we praise people is so important. Like, if you constantly praise someone for being smart or talented, you might accidentally be reinforcing a fixed mindset.
Hmm.
They might become afraid to try new things because they don't want to risk looking not smart anymore.
So what should we be praising instead?
Praise the effort, praise the process. Say things like, wow, you really stuck with that problem. I admire your persistence.
Right.
Or I love how you tried different strategies until you found one that worked. That kind of praise encourages a growth mindset.
And it builds resilience
Exactly.
because it shows that it's the effort that matters, not just some innate ability.
Yes. And that's true in leadership too. Leaders who have a growth mindset, they're more open to feedback, they're more willing to experiment, and they create a culture of learning on their teams.
So it's not just about personal achievement. It's about how we approach everything.
Everything.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the key takeaway for everyone listening today?
Well, the most important thing is to remember that your mindset isn't set in stone.
Okay.
It's a belief, and you can change your beliefs. The first step is to become aware of which mindset you tend towards.
Right. So think about a recent challenge you faced. How did you approach it? Did you feel like, I've got this?
Yeah.
Or were you afraid of failing?
Right. And then think about a challenge you're facing right now. How might shifting to a growth mindset, like embracing the yet, valuing your effort, seeing setbacks as learning opportunities, how might that change things for you?
That's something to really think about
It is.
because your mindset really can shape your reality.
It really can.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And until next time, keep those mindsets growing.
Keep growing.